Hello, and welcome everyone back to Thursday on Hoosier Maine with your hosts, Jared and Anthony. Oh wait, I already did that bit. Me saying my name first. Shouldn't you introduce your guest first? You're not the guest.
Yeah, we don't have a guest though. That's the problem.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
What are we talking about this week? We're still on sci-fi games, but there was a bunch of nifty, neat things that came out last week that we wanted to talk about. Well, one of them, let's just jump right into that because we were just talking about that before we started, which was the Witcher 3 multiplayer mod. It's really interesting. You linked to that. How did you find that?
I'm chronically online, so I found that on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. That popped up, and immediately I was like, "This is perfect for us." I think the mod that kind of started this whole thing is the Skyrim mod that let you play multiplayer with your friends. There might have been one before that, but that was the one that really, tipped me off to it. But yeah, The Witcher 3, I think, was a game that you put me onto, and we both really cherished that game. And so, yeah, the multiplayer mod, I think, would be an insane playthrough.
Did I put you on that? Did I put you on Witcher?
Yeah. Yep.
Did I really? Oh,
yeah.
My goodness. Folks, if you've never played Witcher 3, you should play it. If you like action RPGs and really kind of dark and gritty stories with lots of like gut-wrenching decisions that all feel wrong when you click them.
Yes. Yeah.
It's one of my favorite book series and video game series. I played all three of the games. I read all the books. I tried to stomach the Netflix show. We're not going to talk about that tonight. But today, whatever. But yeah, that Witcher 3 multiplayer mod. What is cool about it is you're in the same world. What's not cool about it is it's not a synced world. So you could be fighting a monster over there, and I'm fighting a monster over here, or we're both fighting separate bosses, stuff like that. But there could be some fun. From what I gather, it's very easy to install. This is for PC, by the way, folks. If you're console gaming, this is a mod for PC. Sorry. CD Projekt Red, they're pretty okay with people modding as long as you're not putting it behind a paywall. That came out. That was a thing for Cyberpunk, if you know anything about that. This ain't a new show.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was really cool. And you were talking about the Skyrim multiplayer mod. The one that I've been wanting to do is the Morrowind multiplayer and Fallout New Vegas. I'd like to run through the story with it. I keep meaning to finish my playthroughs of Fallout New Vegas. I always make it to about the halfway point. I got the furthest when I modded myself into a super mutant and was going around bonking people. That something in me awoke.
Yeah.
And I was like, we gotta kill all the bad guys.
We had this realization that you were kind of deprived of the experience that myself and your other brothers got, which is we all know our archetype. We can instantly find who we want to be because you had given us those opportunities by playing the Dungeon Master whenever we would do Dungeons and Dragons. And so I've made my character 1,000 times over. It's just me with a different colored scarf. You know what I mean? Like I'm evil, but this time I'm a druid, or this time I'm a sorcerer, or whatever. It's still my character, just remade and rewritten. Whereas you've only gotten a couple of iterations of that. And so I love it whenever you get the experience of, jumping into like Fallout New Vegas, and it's like, oh, I get to play as a super mutant, I get to play as my orc character, and it's like, yes, play that character, yes. Flesh him out. I want to know him.
Yeah, that character is slowly bubbling out of me. I feel. I kept thinking I was like a special wizard guy. I think I have that capability. Obviously, GM forever, but the true one note for me is the big bonk man, the big dumb bonk man. If I can't be that guy, I don't want to play that game. That's what I figured out. Like, I don't know, but I mean, you could do that vanilla. You know, they call it vanilla. You know. I'm not talking about that tonight.
All right. Yeah,
the vanilla.
That's a
vanilla
huge rabbit hole that we're gonna go down.
I almost started it, but yeah, Fallout's really popular right now because of the show, and New Vegas is a beloved. What do you call that? Entry to the series.
I don't remember if we've talked about that or not on here previously. I think there's a lot of discourse about whether Todd Howard hates New Vegas or like they want to try to bury it. You know, like in wrestling terms, like they're trying to bury it because they didn't make it. And so they want to make it seem worse than what it is. I don't know. Like I genuinely can't tell whether they do or not. What I do know is it makes them money.
I don't think they hate it.
Yeah, I don't either. I think people beloved New Vegas. They love that game because of how good it was and how they were essentially given the original Fallout 3 source code. They were told you have about 8 months, make a game. And they made an outstanding game, arguably the best one. And the rub is that Todd Howard blew it up in the show, blew up one of the very prominent locations. I don't want to spoil anything for the show or for the games, but blew up a very prominent location, kind of like as a middle finger. And it's like, but in the context of the show, it made sense, kind of. It made the character make sense. I don't know.
Well, and two, I mean, if you think about it, the show takes place, after New Vegas happens? So
yes,
it's not like they're erasing, they're not retconning New Vegas. And honestly, blowing it up is not, I think it's the opposite of a middle finger. That's just what fucking happens in Fallout.
I was going to say, that's the ultimate compliment in Fallout is you get blown up.
Yeah, you got fucking nuked. Okay. That seems about right. Literally, one of the weapons you can get is a fucking mini nuke launcher.
Yes.
In the games, which is hilarious. Like what?
Real quick side tangent. You and I both just finished beating Mass Effect 1. And then, we both kind of do this thing where we drag our feet going into the second game, both because, you're looking for mods. I'm looking for my achievement list to make sure I'm playing optimally. But in the interim, I was playing Fallout 4, and one of my settlements got attacked, and one of the quote-unquote features of the game is your settlers will auto-equip themselves. So, like, let's say they have a really crappy gun, and they realize that your workshop has better guns in it. They will run over and grab a better gun and then use that to defend themselves. And one of my settlers ran over and grabbed a nuke launcher.
Good.
From my workbench.
Very good.
Fired it off in the middle of my settlement and set off a mini nuke in the center of the thing to kill. I was getting attacked by 3 super mutants and 2 basically super mutant dogs. Just nuked the center of my town. And it was just like, and obviously that killed the enemy. So then everybody goes back to like being okay, super chill, walking around. And they're like, crazy weather we're having, right? It's like, give me that gun, give me that turd.
Billy Bob, give me that fucking gun. Thanks for saving me, but what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
I was standing there. They were like, you're in power armor, what the fuck? What are you worried about? That's hilarious. I've not played 4 that much. And when I did play, it was years ago. So at some point, I need to get back on that. But I really wanted to finish New Vegas so that I wouldn't want to go backwards in the series. Because I beat 3 years and years ago, and then I keep starting New Vegas and stopping for random reasons. Mostly because I mod too much. But I'm getting regimented, okay? You were talking about looking for mods. I'm super regimented about Mass Effect 2 mods. I'm already done. I've got the list. I documented the list. We're done. We're ready to roll. I'm sidetracked. I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet, which I've already beat Violet. So, I mean, this is just round 2 for no reason other than to play with my daughter, which has been really fun. She's super scared of the dark type Team Star leader, which is very cute. I'm like, you are strong enough.
Yeah.
You can beat him right now, actually, as a matter of fact. She's like, I'm scared he's dark type. But I'm like, so I beat it in front of her just last night. So she's super pumped. She's ready to do it tomorrow, I think.
Good.
But I was sidetracked by that. And I'm sidetracked by Yes 8 Lacrimosa of Donna. It's
Okay.
It's really fun. It's really good for burst gaming, is what I've decided. Like, you just turn it on, you start playing, and there's like, you can fill out the maps, you can collect all the treasure chests, you can look for missing people, you can collect items to trade for healing items or upgrade your equipment. There's no currency in the game. I think that is incredibly fun. That whole collection thing like activates in me when I'm playing it. It's an action game. You've got 3 different like attack types. You've got Pierce type, Slash type, and Bash type. And the bosses are super easy. It's so far they've been super easy. It's just really fun romp. I'm not very far still, but very distracted by that. And then I finally did what I said was going to do and completed Perfect Dark replay on PC. There's a PC quote unquote port of Perfect Dark that you can play it with a mouse and keyboard. That was very fun.
That's really cool. There's a lot of Nintendo 64 games that I cherish kind of secondhand because of you and your brothers, introducing those things to me. Obviously, Pokemon Stadium, I think, is like the one that comes to my mind, where me and my sister just have hundreds of hours playing the mini games in that. But like Jet Force Gemini, Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, those are like iconic games in my mind that I got to them much later, but they still have that very strong nostalgic pull for me. Yeah, I'm really glad to see that that's still out there and available, and that it's such a well done ability to play. It plays so well.
Yeah,
I'm really glad for that.
Yeah, Perfect Dark fits our theme this month, which is a very light theme. I feel like I'm not forcing it. I know you're not, but it's really crazy. And I think we talked about it before, but Perfect Dark is kind of like it's kind of an unofficial sequel, at least gameplay wise, to GoldenEye 64, which was a James Bond game, because Rare lost the bid for Tomorrow Never Dies for the better, in my opinion, because Perfect Dark is fucking awesome. You start out as you're a woman. Her name's Joanna Dark, and her nickname is Perfect Dark. I'll give you the synopsis of the story. And you work for this company, the Carrington Institute or something like that. I can't remember. And you're trying to stop. You're just like a secret spy, and you're trying to stop like bad corpos from doing bad stuff. And it's set in like the future, semi-future. I don't know. There's like flying fucking cars and robots with guns and AI things that can go around doing stuff. But minor spoiler into the other part of the sci-fi aspect is there's aliens in the game and space stuff, and the game is a fucking ride. It's very short. If you're good at FPS games, it's an incredible story. Like, you start out doing secret agent shit, and at the end you're like fucking in outer space with fucking lasers and shit. It's such a fucking cool game, and it just takes everything that was good about GoldenEye and does it better. And it's just awesome. Visually, it's awesome. Music's awesome. It's got voice lines, which is so many of them are iconic. And when I was playing through it again, I was like, oh my God. I was like muscle memorying to like the harder objectives. I was playing on easy, and I wish I had played it on hard. I should have. Maybe I'll do it. It doesn't take that long to beat. Do it again. I'll fucking do it again.
One of the things that we talk about all the time is how hard it is to capture lightning in a bottle of making, an incredible game. Think about how many games we cherish and love, and they're the result of a game company saying, we don't want your game, and the makers of the game saying, what we have is good. We're just going to, instead of using a copyrighted name, we're going to make our own thing. Mass Effect used to be Star Wars. Perfect Dark used to be GoldenEye. There's just all these examples of when you're passionate and you care about the product that you're making, the game that you're making, and it's fun, and you care about the lore, and you care about the nitty-gritty of your game, you're going to make a good game. And Perfect Dark, I remember, it's got really good controls. The soundtrack was amazing. The color palette goes from James Bond is very dark and muddy and, grounded in realism. And then you go to Perfect Dark and it's bright and colorful and fun. And it's like they knew what they were doing. They knew how to make good games. And they were like, okay, you don't want to take our bid? We'll make another game and we'll beat your game. I love that. That's the mentality you should have. Rejection and failure should lead to success because that pushes you forward. I love that.
I don't know all the details on that and all the details on Perfect Dark's creation, but you're right about the color palettes. I was playing a little GoldenEye, and the tones are definitely muted and based in like realism, probably to try to emulate the movie as much as possible. But Rare, they've got quite the art team. I mean, they made some of the best games for Nintendo before they went to Xbox and crashed and burned. But because Perfect Dark was supposed to get a sequel, actually it did get a sequel, and I heard it's pretty decent. But I've not gone back and played it. It was on the Xbox. I think it was just the Xbox, not 360. I don't know. But the great thing about GoldenEye and Perfect Dark was it was a console FPS game, and it was really before we had the twin stick like control normalization. And I think they did a pretty good job. I remember having my thumb on the C buttons on the old N64 controller to beat my friends, strafing and aiming up and down, and it was very difficult. The modern control schemes are so much nicer.
Yeah.
But it's a great game.
We found that out even in Mass Effect. We were both playing through Mass Effect 1, and you and I both kept doing the same thing. We kept pulling our gun out accidentally.
Yeah.
And we kept throwing grenades. And the reason why is because Mass Effect 1 had a non-standard controller layout, and we kept trying to put our gun away, sheath our weapon, which in every game ever is hold down square or X, depending on what controller you're on. And that is throw the grenade button. And so it was just like a loop, it's like, oops, I accidentally pulled my gun out.
My bad.
Oops, I just threw a grenade.
My bad.
Like, oops.
Sorry, everyone.
Sorry.
Shepard, Spectre, Sub-Inspector.
Apologies.
This is allowed.
That crate looked at me funny.
I said it's allowed. Yeah. I think, did I talk about playing Starfox 64 recently? I played that too. I beat that on easy, basically.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, but I don't remember. Couldn't tell you.
That game is a fucking incredible rail shooter. It's probably one of the best games ever made for the N64, and just all around best game ever made kind of scenario, like Perfect 10, in my opinion. Obviously, that game is incredible. If you're ever looking for a game like that, a rail shooter where you're basically like I don't know, it's kind of like Star Wars a little bit, except you don't get out and fight with lightsabers or shoot blasters. You're always in the X-wing, basically. It's called an R-wing. and you're fighting against an evil like evil lord that's trying to take over the galaxy, and you and your 3-man team, you're 4 of them, come in, and you're just like ace pilots, and you just kill everything on the way to the fucking guy, and then kill the guy. And it's so cool. You fly on planets, you fly through space, you fight giant robots, you fight bioweapons, you fly on a fucking star. That level's insane. The whole level, you're just taking damage. You ride tanks, you ride submarines on the water planet. I mean, it's just a fucking incredible game. It's so cool. There's fucking mobile suits that you fight. You don't pilot one, but mobile suits are piloted against you. And the voice lines in that game are fucking incredible. The music in that game fucking jazzes me to the core. I mean, this sounds like a hardcore review of the game, or just like glazing the fuck out of it is what I'm doing. That's all I'll do on this show is glaze shit.
Yeah. I think the strength of Nintendo, it really had this core group of games where whatever experience you wanted, you could find it. And you described it perfectly, which is, imagine you just got done watching Star Wars and you were like, man, I wish there was a game where you could play as a TIE fighter. And it's like, yeah, there you go.
And I hope there's furries.
Yeah, well, it was a different time back then. It was a different time.
Hey, Starfox, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, that was awesome, though. I love that. I love Starfox. Anyway.
Furries or Starfox? Oh,
well, that's enough of that. But, rolling back to what you were saying when we finished Mass Effect 1, and you just rolled right back into Fallout, and I think that's hilarious. I would have rolled back in because I'm trying to finish Mega Man 04. I'm burst gaming with that as well. I realize that all the games I want to play on my Steam Deck is when I'm waiting for my daughter to get out of school. I'm sitting in the car line, and I brought my Steam Deck. And I'm like, it'd be great right now if I was playing a fucking handheld game from the 90s, or from the fucking 2000s, whatever. And there I am sitting,
whatever year it is.
Yeah, playing handheld games on my Steam Deck. Okay. Hey, they designed those games for that in particular, just like fucking you're sitting there waiting, you're on the train, you're on the subway, you're commuting. That's why they made them for that, or kids on the bus, I mean, I remember playing fucking Golden Sun on the bus. Well, actually playing Pokemon on the bus. We had like our whole bus was like fighting each other constantly. There was always people pulling the fucking link cable out too, because they were like, I'm about to lose. Come on, just take the loss, bro. Fucking rage quit. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. But speaking of Pokemon, I'm ready to go back to that. Playing that again has been a blast. I think I was already talking about this. I feel like I'm about to repeat myself from last week.
That's okay.
I just can't stop. But you know what happened? I was talking to my daughter about shiny Pokemon, and there, all of a sudden, a fucking shiny Mudbray. I catch it out of the corner of my eye. There's no like sound effects in like Pokemon Legends Arceus where there was like that fucking sound effect and then you could see him. I just noticed that it was a lighter colored Mudbray. I because I just know, and I was like, is that a shiny? And and I catch it. My daughter's like, I can't wait to find a shiny. I was like, you don't know how lucky Daddy just was.
Yeah,
don't have the shiny charm. Fucking low level. I could have accidentally killed it. Could have run away. Oh my god.
I flip back and forth on that, where I see those videos on YouTube all the time of people being like, I'm going to play this game and only use shinies.
Oh my god.
I think that is such a cool mechanic. I am not patient enough to care. You know what I mean? Like, I tried to do it with Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, and it just took too long. And I would much rather spend my time, trying to complete the living decks or trying to, do some other challenge That's just so. I don't want to say monotonous because that is such a negative connotation, but like it's such a repetitive task, and then the end result is oftentimes a Pokemon that looks worse in my mind, but it's shiny and so it's rare, and then it's like, oh look, I got one, and it's like right, but I just don't like most of the time I don't like the color.
Yeah.
Or the way that they look.
They use some kind of algorithm or something to decide the shiny color, and that was a big thing in Gold and Silver, way back on the Game Boy. It was some like number that decided what color the Pokemon would be as shiny, and that's why some of them are pretty underwhelming. And I don't know if they changed that as years went on, but they definitely have gone in and chosen some of the shiny colors nowadays. But I'm with you. Most of the time, I don't really give a fuck about the shinies except for Shiny Honedge. That's got to be one of my favorite shiny Pokemon ever. Look that up. Red Sword, fucking purple and yellow. Oh boy. I just love that fucking look. I bred one purposely, which breeding shinies is just as annoying as looking in the wild. I would say I take that back slightly because Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus, they made shiny hunting, like wild hunting, way more fun, especially in Arceus. You just fly around on the fucking flying Pokemon and you just wait till you hear that sound and then you just fucking dive bomb the ground and start looking around. Who? But the Legends Arceus, or not Legends Arceus, Scarlet and Violet, the way you shiny hunt in that game is you look for outbreaks, and outbreaks were in Arceus as well. And you look for outbreaks and you make sure you have the shiny charm. And I believe there's a sandwich you can make to increase shiny like spawn. And then you just like save your game in front of the fucking, I think this is how you do it. I haven't looked it up in a while, but you save your game in front of the outbreak and then you just like kill all of them as they spawn, hoping that a shiny will spawn. And if one doesn't spawn, then you just reload your game. You have to turn off auto-saving. No, that scares some people. Doesn't scare me. I'm an old man. We save our games manually here.
Yeah. You know?
Anyway.
Whole hygiene.
Oh, yeah. Shut the fuck up. Speaking of whole hygiene, no, that's Mass Effect. Or not Mass Effect. Minecraft. That's Minecraft. Shut up. Anyway. Oh, fuck. About to lose what I was saying. I was going to talk about Baldur's Gate 3. All my friends are playing Baldur's Gate 3, and it is incredibly hard not to start a new save on Baldur's Gate 3 right now. I am thirsty. I mean, that game is thirsty.
But for the Eldritch Blast.
Yeah. I just want to... Well, you and I never got to play Patch 8 subclasses. And I was like,
that's right.
So wanted to play it. They're all busted, by the way, if you didn't already know. Fucking what do paladins need fucking spirit guardians for? Huh? They don't need that shit. They got 2 double barrels on their fucking arms, I
love the idea that Larian is like sitting in an ivory tower somewhere, and they're like, it's like, yeah. I love all my classes equally. Yeah. It's like, You're my favorite, and it's not close.
It's you by a lot. Paladins. Yeah. Paladin is one of the most played classes, which is always shocking, I think, to you and I as the people at our table just never played Paladin or Caster, really. I think you were the first person to come and sit down at my table to play a fucking Caster, and I was like, finally!
A full Caster, yeah.
I can cast spells on the party! Yeah,
I love the idea that for I mean how long we played tabletop RPGs for 20 years. I love the idea that it was written down in a rule book that said if you play a paladin you have to play lawful good, and for 20 years everybody at our table, I'm not just you and your brothers, I'm saying like I left and went and played with other people and they were the same way, but it was like I have to be lawful good. I'm not touching that class.
Yeah,
I want to be evil.
Yeah, even though there were several people at our table that always played lawful good without the fucking...
Yeah, I know.
Like, technically, as the GM, I'm supposed to move your alignment around You know, if you do too many stuff, you're going to be pushed into this alignment, or you do too many of that stuff, you get pushed into that
Oh, you mean
one.
Curse of Strahd?
Yeah. Well, anyway, shut up. How dare you? I'm trying to think.
My favorite thing in the world. Folks at home, you guys may or may not know this about my co-host. He's a very artistic person. He's a very what is it? Left brain is artistic, right brain is analytics.
Yes,
right?
sure.
You are like all the way left brain.
Yeah.
You love to dig into the weeds of creating a world and creating all of this stuff. And I am hard right brain. So when it came time for me to DM, I was like, when you guys do something bad, I'm going to put a tattoo on you. Do you get it? It's called symbolism. Like the most heavy-handed, like looking back on it, it was like, you did a bad thing. You get a tattoo. It's like, I thought it was so clever.
I think I sent you like paragraphs of shit.
Yeah, analyzing your tattoo.
Trying to figure out what the fuck. Yeah. I was like, this is all the symbolism I could think of that it could be. Tell me if I'm right or wrong or don't. And you were like,
wrong.
Stop. Stop sending me these.
I don't even remember which one you had. Which one did you have? You had the flame?
I think I had the butterfly, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, you had the moth.
Yeah.
Okay, so yours was curiosity and
killed the cat.
Yeah.
I was the cat. I was a cat, folks.
Seeking knowledge.
Yes.
The whole payoff. Well, I won't spoil it.
Yeah.
No spoilers.
Yeah, we might
still play.
We might want to go back and play that. I'll be mad if you spoil that at this point. It's been 2 years. You know, it's been 2 years since we played. Actually, I think 3.
That's crazy. We almost relapsed because Sarah and Seth got my sister and her husband got my niece into playing.
Oh.
And they were like, would you want to DM for us? And I was like, yes, I would. But then almost that exact same time, my other friend group were asking if someone else wanted to DM. And I was like, I could finally do my dream of having 2 simultaneous campaigns and one affected the other and the other affected the other.
Oh.
And I was like, this could be it. But it was during football season. I couldn't do it.
Oh, that would have been great. I've had a friend trying to get me to join a post to play game on a Discord. I've resisted. That requires.
I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, I've been watching them play. This is totally not video game related, but
yeah, whatever. We're done. We're done with the podcast. You guys can go home.
It's so fucking interesting though. Like they got all this fucking shit, and they post fucking images, and they have like different modes that they're like somehow they post as GM, and then they can post as their character. And I think they use D&D Beyond for character sheets and roles and stuff. But it's super fucking interesting. Everybody stays in fucking character.
Well,
I'm crashing out. It's fucking cool. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I've had that strong itch to play Baldur's Gate 3. I really want to just like fucking knock out honor mode right now. I want to fucking finish those achievements.
Oh yeah.
It's the only one. The only reason that I haven't gotten it is because I kept fucking playing through the story with my friends, which I'm not mad about. I just didn't get my honor mode.
Yeah, I know.
My gold dice. And I should have, but I just was like, every time I was playing, after I beat it, I think 3 times. And I don't even know why I beat it 3 times. Oh, I remember. Because I wanted to do a Dark Urge run. And then, so I did like a regular Tav run. Then I did a Dark Urge. And then I think I just ran through it again because it was just like, this game's so fucking good. And I was trying to memorize where everything was so I could play it on a harder difficulty, which it worked. I mean, now that game's burned into me. But then I played it with my buddy Drin, and that was a fucking good time. The Shing King was born. My friend's Drin's paladin. I called him the Shing King, and I was just like a fucking bard that I would just buff the fuck out of him, and then I would exit the room and smoke a cigarette while I just heard like fucking smiting happening from the other room, like bong bong bong. Good. If things got crazy, I went in there, whole person, whole monster, then leave again. He got it. He's fine.
Our playthrough was exactly what I thought you and I playing through was going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we always talk about what it would be like if you and I were on the same side of the table, because you and I are one mind. Like we are both.
I see the vision.
Exactly. Yeah, that was our code word for the wheels are about to fall off.
Yeah.
Just that idea of like, I'm gonna take this boss on solo. You guys stay back. I got this.
Okay.
You know, and then it was like, no, let him do it. I think he can do it. And then we win, and it's like, oh
yeah.
Geez.
Reload the save. I want to try.
Yeah, that was so fun. That was so much fun.
Oh man, I was getting really mad at myself. I don't know. Did you document your builds from that?
I mean, I think so. Yes, I know I did. Yes, I wrote it down in one of our standard issue Excel sheets.
Oh, good. I documented I had an Astarian build that I documented. I have a Karlach build that I documented. I don't know if it's the Fire Rager that I made in that save that we played, but those two builds have like full on like, this is why I made this decision document, like typed out, like you want this because of this, and this is how you pilot it. And then I have my druid that I played with you, and I want to say that Karlach build is also saved, but there's no like notes about it. So I have no idea why I took certain things. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I see.
I'm sure it made sense to me then, but I haven't played it so long that I kind of forget. I'd have to study it a little bit because it's like fucking doing homework, you know?
Oh yeah. Well, what we would normally do is we would get on and play, and the first hour we would tinker with our builds. You know, whether it was equipment or respec.
Oh yeah. And then the last hour was that too.
Yeah, well, yeah. And then they would be collecting all of the loot from that night's session and being like, okay, let's put it all in a pile. Yeah. I want this, and you take this, and I'll take this, and you take this.
Yeah. At the beginning, you were questioning why I was collecting all those chests and putting all the stuff in order. And then by the end of it, you were like, can I get the helmet chest? Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, okay, while we're on the subject, why can't everybody access the inventory? Why is it only the host that can access the inventory?
Don't get me started on fucking the inventory in that game.
It's ridiculous.
You know what? You're going to be mad, but it's better than Divinity Original Sin 2.
That doesn't make it good.
The inventory in that game is way worse. No, it's like remember the minor things that you were upset about?
Yeah.
Times 10. It's gross. It's a gross inventory system. It was that's my one negative. You can have that. Is the UI, the PC mouse and keyboard UI, and the inventory system for multiplayer. Because like there's no reason that you and I should not be able to access each other's inventory. We need to share loot.
Yeah, that was the other weird thing. I mean, we never had to do that because we were never in that situation. But imagine if we needed to share like potions or something. Because I can't take something from your inventory and put it in mine.
Well, you can, but you and I kept locking our inventories because we were fighting over the horn.
Well, because we were being little turds. Okay. But that's not the game. That's us.
Give me the horn! It's my turn! I like how every night we would gamble over who would get the horn the next day. Be like, if you could do this, then you can have the horn for tomorrow. You're on. Yeah, give me the horn. Go ahead. Give me. That was the best. By the way, folks, you can get it's like a hunting horn that you can get in the game that does a certain thing. It's a kind of a spoiler, so I'm not going to say. But you can blow this horn and then something happens. Mm-hmm. But after that, something happens. You can still blow the horn. and it's really loud. It's like, boo! It's incredible. And I kept blowing it in his character's face, and he would kill me.
I think the best one.
This is a good time.
I forget why this happened. We
were fighting.
We separated for some reason. Like I was on one end. It was the last town, and you went down to the docks, and you were fighting enemies. And I was like, "Do you need help?" And you were like, "No, I'm fine. I'm just testing out my build. I just want to, we're not gonna keep this fight. I just want to try out my moves."
Yeah, we're not saving.
And then like it started to go south, I think, and you were like, "Oh shoot," like I don't think this is working. And then I just like, because by this point I was full. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I should spoil that. I was full space gummy, and I just flew in up on top as high as I could go, and then blew the horn, and then just Eldritch Blast everything.
Yeah, you blew the horn first and ended your turn, and you were like, "Did that help?" I was like, "No, it fucking didn't help." I thought you were going to tell a story about when we were fighting in Act 2.
Oh yeah, and we pushed each other off.
Well, no, that was Act 3 that we did that. In Act 2, we were fighting because I was moving your character around.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I switched this and moved you so you could see a cutscene with Shadowheart, and then we were fighting. We were shooting at each other in that back room, and I blew the horn, and you Eldritch Blast me off the cliff. It was very funny.
Everything that we're talking about, by the way, is on Twitch. Go look at that. Oh no, it's not.
Are those videos still up? No, they're not.
Well, it's on my computer.
Well, we may not have been streaming by then, though, for that particular one. But I know we were streaming. We definitely streamed that fight in Act 3 that we fought at the end. Yeah, which was really funny. That was so funny when we both killed each other at the exact same moment. Yeah, it's really funny. But needless to say, Baldur's Gate 3 is very fun, and play that until I'm dead. That could be the only game I play, and I would just keep replaying it. I would play it with friends. I would play it by myself. The modding community is getting better and better as time goes on. I think somebody's making a Curse of Strahd mod for that.
I would love that.
So we'll just wait for that. I would love that. Hey, do you want to play a Survivor horror fucking D&D?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Curse of Strahd. Yeah. That's what I thought. Folds chair back up.
Have I ever told the story of when my sister DM'd that and I played?
On the podcast or to me?
On the podcast.
No, we've not talked about D&D on the podcast, have I? Well, TTRPGs.
After this podcast ends, we'll start a new one, and it's about Dungeons and Dragons.
Well,
tune in for that one.
Yeah. What do we call that? Roll. Critical Role.
Who's your role?
Who's your role?
Yeah.
Who's your fuck. Write in what you would want us to call that.
Yeah. Also, we're not making it, so don't bother writing in.
I mean, if you want to hear D&D content, you can ask. We will talk about it. We try to keep to video games.
Yeah.
We try. We really derailed there for a minute.
Well, it's hard, especially when you're talking about Baldur's Gate, because that is adjacent. Yeah. We have 20 years of stories to pull from.
Yeah.
Like literally since we were in junior high. That's when I started.
Yeah, I started, I think, either junior high or high school. I remember going to Books A Million. By the way, is that even still a place? I remember going to Books A Million in the mall. A mall, folks.
Yeah.
To buy the PHB, that's the Player's Handbook, the Dungeon Master's Guide, DMG, and the Monster Manual. No one abbreviates.
Yeah.
Even if you do, I don't know what's wrong with
it. I remember, was it called Oriental Express? Did you get that one?
What? Oriental Express.
Was that what it was called? What was it called? That's what it was called, wasn't it?
No.
What was it called?
No, it was definitely not.
What was it called?
I can go. You want me to go look? I got it on the shelf over there.
Google it. Yeah.
Hold on,
Google
I got it on the shelf here.
What was it called?
Hold on.
I'm telling you, folks, that's what it was called.
Here it is.
Just yell it from across the room. He got a fancy mic, folks, so now you can hear him.
It's called Oriental Adventure.
Okay, I was close. Okay.
Oriental Express is insane.
What do you mean it's insane?
What are you talking about? You are kidding me. Anyway, yeah, I had that campaign setting book. Well, I was a fucking weeaboo in high school. Is that what they're called?
Sure,
fucking
yeah.
Anime nerd. Yeah, I wanted to have fucking ninjas. I wanted to play one, but I was a forever GM. But we played that.
That was my first character.
A ninja?
I was just Naruto.
That's fucking awesome. Yeah, I had that. I got some other supplemental books for 3.5 edition of D&D. It was a good time. Anyway, well, let's let the folks go home if we're going to talk about D&D. D&D adjacent.
All right.
All right. What do you mean? You got anything else to say?
Go on.
What? Are you going to start Mass Effect 2 tonight?
Yeah, we should.
All right.
Let's do it.
I don't know if I'm going to stay an engineer, though. It's going to be really hard now that biotic charge is on the table.
Ooh, that is a fun power. Very fun.
Think about it. My mod list is insane, so I don't know. All right. I don't got anything else to say today.
Nah, I'm done.
You're not? What are you doing? Don't say. You're fucking, I'm done. Where's the stop button?
See you, folks.
Jesus fuck.